The internet is in absolute meltdown mode right now because Lil Baby just went OFF on Chrisean Rock in a way nobody saw coming. Not even the messy fans who eat drama for breakfast like it's a bottomless buffet. And just when people thought things couldn't get any wilder, Blueface pulled up on live waving around a DNA report like he was presenting the Dead Sea Scrolls. I'm talking about a moment so chaotic, so unbelievable, that even the Kardashians would have paused their drama factory and said, yeah, we can't compete with that. Viewers were scrambling. Timelines were collapsing, and even the algorithm was like, bro, I need a minute. Because the second Blueface flashed those papers, Chrisean froze, Lil Baby exploded, and the internet went into a collective spiritual seizure. It felt less like a live stream and more like a nuclear leak in real time. People swear they heard the Wi-Fi scream, and let me be crystal clear, this wasn't regular celeb drama. This was reality TV on steroids, sprinkled with chaos dust, dipped in disrespect, dragged through Twitter, and served piping hot with a side of, oh, this is about to ruin somebody's week. And trust me, the fallout hasn't even begun. Lil Baby waking up and choosing violence wasn't on anybody's bingo card this week. But here we are, the universe spinning like it's trying to win a Beyblade tournament. And Chrisean Rock somehow standing right in the middle of the storm like she ordered the drama on Amazon Prime. The whole mess kicked off when whispers started circulating that Chrisean might have had some off-camera conversations with Lil Baby. Conversations that Blueface swore had more chemistry than a high school science classroom with a broken gas valve. And believe me, once Blueface sniffed even a drop of suspicion, it was over. He hit live faster than Chrisean hits a mood swing. But before Blueface even had time to warm up his vocal cords for a full rant, Lil Baby popped up acting like he had been holding in the anger since 28 He came in swinging with that quiet fury. The type that tells you someone is about to ruin your whole afternoon. His tone said, I'm not yelling, but I should be. And the internet perked up instantly. Nothing goes viral faster than a soft-spoken man ready to burn down an entire storyline with one sentence. Fans swore they could hear the tension humming like a microwave on its last breath. Then came the background leaks, and when I say leaks, I mean Niagara Falls level spilling. Screenshots, half-sent messages, blurry recordings from someone's dusty Samsung. Everything came out. The streets claimed Chrisean had reached out to Lil Baby for advice. But the way Blueface told it, she might as well have sent him a handwritten love letter dipped in perfume. People online were dissecting these screenshots like they were being graded on it. It was giving detective agency mixed with group chat toxicity. This set off the first wave of reactions. And fans didn't just react, they turned into professional commentators overnight. One side was screaming that Chrisean needs to stay in her lane, which is funny because she hasn't stayed in a lane since birth. Others said Lil Baby was overreacting, but let's be real. Any man caught in the gravity field of Blueface and Chrisean's never-ending chaos is bound to pop a forehead vein eventually. And once Chrisean caught wind of Lil Baby's tone, oh, she didn't like that at all. You could practically feel her energy shift through the Wi-Fi, but the real explosion came when Blueface decided he wasn't done yet. Because in Blueface logic, if there's chaos, he must add kerosene. He went live holding a folder like a substitute teacher about to expose which student cheated on the math exam. Fans were laughing, confused, panicked, but they stayed because Blueface never holds paper unless he wants to set something on fire. The comment section turned into a courtroom before he even opened the folder, and then he opened it, the screen froze. Chrisean froze. Half the fanbase froze so hard their phones almost shut down. Blueface held up that DNA report like Simba from The Lion King, except instead of pride and joy, he had petty vengeance pulsing through his veins. His grin said, I've been waiting for this, and viewers swear they heard dramatic music even though he didn't play any. That's how powerful the moment was. The chaos generated its own soundtrack. The first reaction wasn't even words, it was pure shock. Chrisean blinked like she'd been hit with emotional pepper spray. Lil Baby, who was still lingering around the storyline like he didn't want to be here but couldn't leave, suddenly snapped. Not a quiet snap, not a calm snap. That man unleashed. His whole mood switched from, I'm tired of this, to alright, enough of the clown circus. Let's talk facts. He felt dragged into a DNA scandal he didn't order, didn't subscribe to. and definitely didn't want the free trial for her, but fans weren't letting anyone escape. They immediately started spamming comments like they were auditioning for Best Supporting Actor in a drama that isn't theirs. Some were convinced Blueface was exposing Chrisean for the 100th time. Others were yelling at Lil Baby for even appearing on the radar. And a special group of delusional spectators decided this meant a full-blown love triangle was unfolding in front of their eyes. Social media turned into an online soap opera. Except the writing was worse and the actors didn't know their lines as the DNA report screenshot began circulating. Everybody wanted to know the truth, even though the truth in Blueface's world is like a rare species. People were zooming in like they worked at CSI, Twitter edition. Some said the paper looked legit, others claimed Blueface printed it at a gas station. But Blueface's confidence was too strong, he acted like he walked straight out of the lab yelling period. And whether people believed him or not, the impact was nuclear. Chrisean tried defending herself, but every sentence just made the crowd louder. It was like yelling into a hurricane. Meanwhile, Lil Baby was in a whole different mood. He didn't care about the DNA test. He cared that his name was being tossed around like a dodgeball in a paid class. He made it clear he had nothing to do with this circus, but the drama had already claimed him as a guest star. And once Chrisean hinted that he might have acted weird, Lil Baby detonated. He dropped his own mini rant. Sarcastic, sharp, fed up, and full of that "don't play with me" energy. Fans were replaying it like it was a Drake diss track. His tone said he was done with the mess, done with the speculation, and especially done with being dragged into Blueface and Chrisean's never-ending Hunger Games. People swore he aged 3 emotional years in 10 minutes, but as wild as it was, the tension wasn't anywhere near done building. Because if there's one thing guaranteed in this universe, it's that any fight involving Blueface and Chrisean is only in the warm-up phase until someone brings up receipts, threats, or family drama. And trust me, the next stage of this mess made part 1 look like a polite tea party. If you thought the chaos had reached its final form, oh no, that was just the appetizer. The real madness started once the internet grabbed Blueface's DNA stunt and turned it into a global roast session. Within minutes, memes began flying across timelines like they had been waiting in the drafts. Someone photoshopped Blueface dressed as Maury Povich holding a card that said, "In the case of Baby Jr., you are the problem." Another meme showed Lil Baby sitting in a corner like a frustrated school counselor wondering why he got dragged into a parent-teacher conference he never signed up for. The internet wasted 0 seconds and 0 brain cells. Meanwhile, Chrisean stumbled back onto live trying to explain her side, but her voice kept bouncing between angry, confused, and "why is he doing this today of all days?" Fans commented that her emotions were switching faster than Netflix thumbnails. She kept insisting the situation was deeper than what people saw, but the chat wasn't having it. Every sentence she tried to finish was interrupted by a flood of clown emojis, DNA jokes, and Lil Baby gifs. It was like trying to argue during a fire drill, absolutely pointless and way too loud. Blueface wasn't backing down either. After showing the DNA report, he spent the next 10 minutes seasoning the moment with petty comments, each one sharper than the last. He accused Chrisean of playing games, hinted that she had been hiding conversations, and implied that her loyalty was shaped like a boomerang, always coming back when convenient. Fans were eating it up like popcorn, repeating his lines across Twitter, TikTok, and group chats. You could tell Blueface felt like he had just delivered the monologue of his life, but Lil Baby? Oh, he had enough. He hopped back online with the energy of a man who just discovered he's been blamed for a situation. He didn't even spectate. He dropped a sarcastic line saying the only DNA he cared about was doing not applicable, and fans nearly passed out laughing. They said it felt like you took a comedic boxing glove and smacked the entire situation across the face. The more he spoke, the louder the chaos grew. Because Lil Baby plus sarcasm equals guaranteed trending status. Celebrity reactions started rolling in too. Because drama this big always attracts celebrities like moths to a toxic flame. One rapper tweeted, "Ain't no way this man printing DNA tests like concert flyers," and the post exploded instantly. Another joked, "Lil Baby acting like HR trying to get written out of the report." Even Young Miami jumped in with a cryptic tweet saying, "This generation too messy for me," which fans interpreted as her pulling up with emotional popcorn, and then came the twist nobody expected. came the twist nobody expected. Someone leaked an old clip of Chrisean complimenting Lil Baby on an interview months back. The clip wasn't even scandalous, she was just being nice, but the internet doesn't operate on logic. They acted like she'd just read him a love poem under candlelight. Edits began circulating showing her smiling, Lil Baby looking confused, and Blueface in the background of the edit with red laser eyes like a rejected Marvel villain. People will literally turn anything into content. Public outrage kicked in too. Some viewers started dragging Chrisean, saying she was creating unnecessary triangles. Others attacked Blueface for being extra dramatic, which is hilarious because that man wakes up dramatic. A few even went after Lil Baby, accusing him of caring too much. The funniest comment came from someone who wrote, "The only DNA crisis I have is trying to figure out how y'all keep finding new ways to embarrass yourselves." And honestly, they weren't wrong, but the real shock arrived when fans began arguing over the legitimacy of Blueface's DNA report like they were on a jury. People paused their entire day jobs to zoom into the screenshot, workers ignoring customers, students ignoring teachers, Uber drivers ignoring directions. Some insisted it was legit because the formatting looked lab-ish. Others said Blueface probably photoshopped it in Microsoft Paint using a mouse from 2007. The debates were louder than Chrisean's outbursts. Chrisean herself eventually came back stronger, trying to clap back at Blueface's accusations. But Lil Baby's name kept getting tossed around like a dodgeball. Every time she said, "This ain't got nothing to do with him," fans commented, "Too late, sis." The narrative is already booked, seated, and catered. Chrisean was fighting to control the storyline, but the internet had already signed a new script without asking her. And then the second twist. Blueface accused Chrisean of having side conversations that didn't add up. The moment he said that, fans lost their minds. Screenshots of old texts resurfaced. Rumors that didn't even make sense were suddenly treated like gospel truth. Someone posted, "Lil Baby said one sentence, and now he's in episode 7 of a show he didn't audition for." And yeah, that was the vibe exactly. As the escalation hit its peak, even more celebrities reacted. Chrisean joked on stream that he needed a helmet to watch the drama. DDG tweeted emojis that sent fans spiraling into theories. Even Chrisean's own supporters started arguing with each other, which is always the funniest part, fans splitting into subgroups like they're forming political parties. It got so bad. People started naming the drama arc like it was a Marvel movie. The DNA Saga, Baby vs. Blueface Infinity Receipts. Lil Baby delivered one more sarcastic bomb, saying he didn't have time to babysit grown people's scandals, and fans couldn't stop quoting it. It became the meme of the night. Meanwhile, Chrisean attempted another explanation, but she got drowned out by the noise. Emotional fans, trolls, detectives in training, everyone was talking over her like she was on mute. It was chaos layered over chaos with a sprinkle of pure confusion. The moment felt bigger than a scandal. It felt like a cultural event. Anytime Chrisean raised her voice, the internet raised theirs louder. Anytime Blueface smirked, fans treated it like evidence. And each time Lil Baby sighed, people said, "Yep, he's over it." You couldn't script a funnier meltdown. No TV writer could compete. This was real-time disaster entertainment powered by ego, pride, and WI-Fi. And just when the internet thought it understood the storyline, the aftermath dropped, and it changed the whole direction of the drama. The aftermath hit harder than the reveal itself. Because once Blueface ended the live and the screen went black, the internet didn't calm down. It erupted like someone dropped a Mentos into a 2-liter bottle of chaos. Notifications popped off like fireworks, fan pages went into overdrive, and suddenly everyone became an expert on DNA reports despite barely passing high school biology. People weren't reacting to the drama anymore. They were reacting to the reactions about the drama. A scandal so big it created secondary scandals. That's when you know the situation is cooked. Chrisean's reputation took the first hit. Not because the DNA report was proven true or false, but because the internet doesn't wait for facts, they build their own within minutes. Comments accusing her of lying, cheating, manipulating, and being too friendly with everybody exploded across socials. But her loyal fans fought back just as loudly, turning every accusation into a counter-argument. Suddenly, this wasn't just drama. It was a digital civil war with Chrisean in the center holding emotional armor made of pure stubbornness. Blueface, of course, loved every second of the chaos he created. Even after logging off, he started tweeting cryptic comments like he was dropping bars for a diss track. He posted lines like "receipts don't lie," and "when you tell the truth, people get loud," which were clearly designed to poke the hornet's nest again. Fans roasted him for acting like the CEO of DNA testing enterprises, but others praised him for being transparent. It didn't matter which side they were on, everyone was talking about him. And Blueface thrives off attention the way plants thrive off sunlight. Lil Baby's aftermath, though? Completely different vibe. He was done. Absolutely finished. Exhausted on a spiritual level. Every time someone tagged him in a post about the scandal, he responded with silence. The angry kind of silence. He didn't want the smoke, he didn't want the storyline, and he definitely didn't want the internet writing fanfiction about him and Chrisean. His team reportedly told him to back away, but Lil Baby didn't need the advice. He ghosted the entire situation like he hit an emotional eject button. But even ghosting didn't help. Fans continued dragging his name into the chaos because the internet never lets someone leave a scandal clean. They started making conspiracies like they were analyzing the Zapruder film. One viral thread claimed Lil Baby and Chrisean had an energy, which is hilarious because they've barely interacted. Another thread argued that Lil Baby was only angry because the truth hit close, which made no sense but spread anyway. Social media loves a lie wrapped in spice. Meanwhile, Chrisean tried to switch her narrative by crying on live, then laughing, then yelling, then crying again. Fans joked that she was experiencing the emotional alphabet in real time. But despite the chaos, her followers defended her, saying she was overwhelmed and that Blueface intentionally ambushed her. They accused him of weaponizing the DNA report, which isn't wrong. That man held it up like he was presenting the Infinity Stones. Blueface responded by claiming he was the victim, which sent the entire internet into hysterics. Blueface playing victim is like a cat claiming it was attacked by a couch pillow. The drama also affected Blueface's own circle. Jaden Alexis jumped online, smirking like the Joker after a successful crime. She didn't say much, but she didn't have to. Her facial expressions alone had fans screaming. People wrote entire essays based on her eyebrows. Her silence felt louder than Blueface's megaphone-level rants. You could tell she was enjoying the show like a spectator who bought front-row tickets. Then came the public perception shift, the part no influencer or rapper escapes from. Fans began questioning Blueface's obsession with making everything public. They said he treats drama like a paycheck and privacy like an optional setting. Chrisean, on the other hand, was slammed for chaotic energy, while Lil Baby was applauded for stepping out of the storyline before it swallowed him whole. But even the applause didn't save him from being memed into oblivion. One meme showed him running away from drama like Forrest Gump. Another depicted him hiding behind a bush like Homer Simpson. Lil Baby will be in internet joke history forever because of this. The biggest ripple effect came from the music world. Rappers started tweeting that everyone needed therapy instead of lives. Producers made parody remixes of Blueface shouting the word DNA. DJs played the audio in clubs as a joke. TikTok creators dramatized the scandal like a soap opera, adding slow-mo edits and dramatic soundtracks. It became cultural content, not just drama but folklore. People who didn't even know who Blueface was now knew the DNA scandal. That's the power of chaos. And the story still wasn't done. A new rumor dropped that Blueface didn't show the full DNA report, only the part that made him look right. Fans lost their minds at GAIN. They demanded full pages, full context, full explanations. Chrisean hinted that she had her own receipts, which set the stage for another meltdown. And that's when people realized this wasn't the end. This was the beginning of Season 2. Lil Baby, meanwhile, posted one last subliminal message. Focus on money, not mess. Fans applauded. But the meme accounts immediately edited the quote to say, focus on money, not other people's DNA. It was over. Lil Baby couldn't escape even when trying to be inspirational. That's how deep the internet had sunk its teeth into the drama. The final blow to public perception came when Blueface hinted he might drop a song about this situation. Fans begged him not to. They said the drama was already loud enough and the last thing the world needed was a DNA diss track. Chrisean fired back online saying Blueface was obsessed, and Blueface responded with laughing emojis. The immaturity reached Olympic levels. But beyond the jokes, something was clear. Reputations had shifted. Chrisean looked emotional and unstable. Blueface looked petty and manipulative. And Lil Baby looked like a man accidentally caught in a tornado while walking to the store. Everyone involved walked away bruised, emotionally, publicly, and digitally. Still, the audience wasn't satisfied. They wanted more receipts, more shouting, more meltdowns. And knowing Blueface and Chrisean? Oh, the next explosion is already brewing somewhere. And if you made it this far, congratulations, you've officially survived one of the wildest digital earthquakes of the year. You just witnessed Lil Baby trying to escape a storyline like a man dodging flying shoes. Blueface treating DNA reports like mixtape promo. And Chrisean Rock doing emotional gymnastics that would make the Olympics reconsider their scoring system. If your brain feels fried, trust me, you're not alone. Even my microphone needs therapy after this one. But listen, if you want the full uncut chaos, the messy moments, and the next scandal before the rest of the planet even wakes up, then you already know what to do. Smash that like button like it owes you back rent. Hit subscribe like you're slapping Blueface's live stream offline. And drop a comment telling me what part had you screaming. Because this story delivered more twists than a soap opera written by Twitter trolls on energy drinks. And don't forget, around here, scandals don't sleep. They don't rest. They don't take bathroom breaks. They explode. They leak. They mutate. And Trent Tattle is always here to break it down with more sarcasm, spice, and chaos than your favorite drama channel could ever handle. You want the truth? We exaggerate it. You want receipts? We roast them. You want entertainment? We cook it hot. So stick around, buckle up, and turn on notifications before Blueface goes live again with another folder of paperwork nobody asked for. Because when the next celebrity meltdown hits the internet, and it will, you already know where you're gonna be. This is Trent Tattle, where the drama never dies, it just reloads.